Hello guys, it's TNTC Fan back in the video, and the Suicide Squad is currently filming, and I've done a few videos about this movie, about the cast and other set photos, but now we have some brand new set photos featuring the main team for the Suicide Squad. So I'm just going to break down these few set photos and let's see what these characters are going to look like in this movie. I think it looks pretty good so far. So first up we have Harley Quinn. Now, this is clearly, definitely very different from her look in Birds of Prey. I still haven't seen Birds of Prey yet. Or should I say Harley Quinn Birds of Prey, because the name of the movie was changed. But I just based on the trailers and posters and stuff, I really don't like her outfit and her having the shorter hair and everything like that in Birds of Prey. So I'm definitely liking this. This looks much better. And this is honestly our most comics accurate Harley Quinn look for these movies. More comic accurate than Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey. Because here she's actually wearing the red and black. Now as you can see, this is like a dress. But then in the group photo here, you can see a better look at it, how she does still have the hair off to the side. I don't know hair terms, but I guess like pigtails. I don't know, but just the hair off to the side, and like how in the first Suicide Squad movie it was blue and pink, but now it's red and black, and it actually goes all the way up to where the hair tie is. And the hair tie is down more instead of in the first movie where it was up more and it looked more like a little kid would wear it. So just having that sophistication makes her look deadlier and more fierce, I guess. And as you can see, her dress is kind of ripped up here, unlike in the first photo where she starts off with the dress fully together. So then I'm assuming that maybe in a fight scene she gets it ripped up and then she just keeps going. And something else that's interesting to note is that she's wearing combat boots or something like that, and she's got a spear. You can't really see it very well in this photo, but this one you can see. So she has a spear. Now, we don't know if this movie is going to be PG-13 or rated R, but I definitely want to see a more deadly version of Harley Quinn, because I like when she's silly and she's comedic and stuff, but I also like when she's deadly, just like the Joker. Like, the Joker is all about laughing and making jokes and stuff, but he does it in a deadly way. So I want to see Harley Quinn doing more of that in this movie. But then we also have our first look at Idris Elba as Vigilante, and that's not his confirmed role, but based on rumors and stuff, he is Vigilante basically. So I don't know much about Vigilante. This suit doesn't really look like much. It pretty much looks like Idris Elba looked like in Hobbs and Shaw, except this suit is covered in mud instead. And he has an interesting looking gun there. Not sure if that's like Alien or something. Here you can see him again. So yeah, Idris Elba as Vigilante. Not really much to say about that. If you don't know who Vigilante is, he's basically Deadshot, so he'll be filling that team leader role in this movie. I wonder if he's going to have a mask. If he does, it'll probably be like Deadshot in the first movie where he had a mask, but then he barely wore it. So yeah. But then on to some other characters here, which are hard to see in that photo. Let's start off with Ratcatcher over here in the corner. So this is a gender-bent version of the character from the comics. In the comics, Ratcatcher he's a guy, and he's a Batman villain, and he controls rats or something. And when I first heard that this character was going to be in the movie, I was like, and I don't really care about that, especially because, I mean, watching a lady play with a bunch of rats in a movie, that's not very appetizing or satisfying. I feel like appetizing was the wrong word to use there. But yeah, but now that I'm seeing her look, I actually kind of like it. It reminds me of how Ragman looked on Arrow, for some reason. But I like how she looks like she's homeless, basically. She looks like she's been living in the streets and in the sewers and stuff and hanging out with rats, I guess. And she just doesn't look like she's had a bath in a very long time. So I guess that's a good thing, though. And then we have over here in this corner, David Dostmalchin. Probably said that wrong. So oopsie. But he is playing Polka-Dot Man. And Polka-Dot Man is a very underrated villain. Actually, not really. He's a pretty silly villain. But he's a Batman villain, and he's mostly used for comedic purposes in the comics, just to be silly. But I actually kind of like the character. And this is a lot more of a comic-accurate suit than I thought he would be getting. Because back when the rumors were first out there of the team and Polka-Dot Man being on the team, the rumors were that his polka dots were going to be tattoos all over his body. And if you don't know much about Polka-Dot Man, the polka dots that are all over his suit or his body in the form of tattoos or whatever, he can rip them off of himself and use them as weapons, or like he can use them to teleport or fly around on, like a glider. So he can do some cool stuff with them. But based on the suit, it doesn't look like they're doing the tattoo thing, and the polka dots are just on his suit. So I think it looks good, especially because he's got the goggles as well. And like in the comics, pretty much he wears a white suit, he has some red goggles, he has some red gloves, maybe? I'm not sure about the gloves. But then his whole suit is just covered in rainbow polka dots. And in this photo, the polka dots don't really look that colorful, but I'm assuming that that's either just because of the surrounding and the lighting here. And in the movie, like, the VFX team will probably spice it up with some color. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And yeah, I think it looks good. I mean, at first I thought it looked a little stupid, but that's how Polka-Dot Man looks in the comics, so yeah. And then, finally, the character that's very hard to get a good look at is King Shark up here in the top. Steve Agee. I think that's how you say it. There's a lot of names in this cast that it's really complicated to say. But he is playing King Shark. He is doing both the motion capture and the voice for King Shark. And I think King Shark's mostly going to be used for comedic purposes because, well, he's going to be this giant shark walking around, and you'd think he'd be all tough and stuff, and he is, and he's vicious, and he bites people's heads off. But then he sounds like Steve Agee. And if you've never heard Steve Agee talk, then you should go find a video of him talking. And then just imagine that that's King Shark talking. And so I think that's going to be pretty funny for him to be talking like Steve Agee, but be a giant shark. And then also with him doing the motion capture, he's also going to be walking like Steve Agee would. And let's just say he doesn't necessarily walk like a giant shark would. But I think it's going to be pretty funny to see this. And very different from what we've seen on the Flash TV series with King Shark. I really like that adaptation of King Shark, but I'm interested to see a new version of King Shark in a different form for this movie. So yeah, those are the set photos that I've found for the Suicide Squad. And let me know what you think about them down in the comments below. Whose outfit for this movie do you think looks the best? And who else do you want to join this team of the Suicide Squad for this kind of sequel, soft reboot thing? So yeah, let me know anyway, think down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video so I can bestow all my DC knowledge upon you.